I, just before doing this, went to the bank and bought a house.
You found a house to buy at the bank?
No, I completed my payment.
You live in a bank?
I do, yes. I am the bank. I completed my payment and bought a house. Say well done.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really good news. Woo!
Thank you, everybody.
Max is now a homo nerd.
Oh, George. I cried in the street.
Did you?
Yeah, I called my mum and I cried in the street. And
I bought the wrong one.
Oh, I couldn't believe it because I was just like, and also how weird is this? The bank that I had to go to was the exact same bank that when I moved to London to do my internship 3 or 4 years ago, I had to go to change my details for my bank.
That is so weird.
I was sat in the bank going, I was here 4 years ago. And I think
do you remember me?
I was like,
it's me.
Hi, nice to see you again, Carol. I probably had around like £2,000, £3,000 in my bank account. You can't relate to that.
How much do you have now?
So most people
How much
basically.
do you have now, Max?
So George, basically, most people don't get the. Do you know that trust fund that you got? Most people don't get that. So I had around £2,000 or £3,000 in my bank account when I moved to London.
How much do you have now?
Like 2 or 3 mil easily. Like I'm absolutely minted. No. And then I was there just buying a house, and it was so weird. I wanted to cry to the guy that was sorting it out for me, but it just felt very inappropriate because I looked at the number that popped up on the screen and he was like, right, can you just confirm that? And I was like, yeah. Press the button and he was like, oh, congratulations. I was like, thank you. Yeah, this is weird, isn't it? I was like, this is just crazy. I just sent that much amount of money. That's crazy. And he was like, yeah, this is my job. I deal with that quite a lot, actually. And I was like,
that's pocket
crazy.
Change, brother.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. But
Would
I'm
you ever
very
discuss
grateful.
money you make online?
No. Would I?
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
There's a whole thing that like the audience would love to know how much people online make.
And I get it because
how much a video made a YouTuber or something.
I think the thing that I've learned through speaking to multiple different people is that it's very different for everybody. Like a lot of it is to do, I think this is mostly to do with like TikTokers, but since we all kind of came up with not a lot of knowledge of the industry, but a lot of it is to do with which management you have.
Indeed.
Like when I was with my old management, and then the day that I switched to the management that I'm with now with you,
yep,
my fees for what I would charge for things tripled. Not because I'd done anything, not because I deserved that more amount of money, but because the management that we're with were like, Max, you were underselling yourself. And that was when I was with the management. When I was, oh my God, when I was managing myself, I would literally charge like 50 quid for a branded video. Because I'd be like, 50 quid for a video? That is absolutely sick. That's a night out. That's a good night out as well, where I'm from.
Oh yeah, baby.
So I was like, that is brilliant. But then, I mean, what I realized when I was doing my internship and I would see what giant companies spend on like their marketing budget for a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes for like TV and stuff like that, the budget can be upwards of like £800,000.
Oh yeah, millions, bro.
Like literally. So when I realized that would be for, say like, this is hard to explain without sounding stupid. Should I just try it anyway?
I mean, you've never stopped yourself from trying to sound stupid before.
That's very true, George. So say if a company they have like £1 million to spend.
Okay.
They will probably spend, if they're a bigger company, oh God, I'm going to burp. Oh, I already said. See, I could feel it. I'm so sorry, audio listeners. And physical listeners. What are they called?
Visual
listeners. Viewers.
A visual listener.
That is the word. Say if they have £1 million, they will probably put like £600,000 of that towards TV, to which they're going to pump that out as an advert that will like say, come on after Coronation Street, that let's say 2 million people will see.
Ooh,
but only
big viewing numbers for Coronation Street these days.
Hell yeah, baby. Yeah, actually that's probably a bit over. Oh well. Let's say 2 million people see that advert.
Yeah.
And less than half of them are in their target market. Let's say it's shampoo, and they're targeting the shampoo towards like under 30s.
And all the viewers of Coronation Street are famously bald.
All right, okay, maybe that's a bad example. But then it's basically what I'm trying to get at is that they can spend loads of money to put it to a TV advert, and they will only really, maybe at the most, if 2 million people get about 50,000 to 100,000 people
Agree.
watch it
Agree.
that actually will take note and will actually care. Versus,
If
you
only
have,
there were a way to target a specific demographic using, I don't know, Max Balegde?
yes, or George Clarke.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, you said my name weird, so I said yours. But then you have influencers like us who can get, so let's say like minimum 500,000 views on a
I thought you
on
say pounds per TikTok.
no per TikTok. That's what I make, everybody.
Minimum 500,000 pounds a TikTok.
No, 500,000 views per TikTok.
I don't know what
And-
minimum for me these days. That's
Yeah. I mean, yours just got you on BBC Radio 1, baby.
oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
hamsters.
Hamsters, they are crazy.
They going ham.
Oh, they are. And those 500,000 people that watch our like a video of ours are likely to be more, what's the word? Engaged, that's the one, than the people just sat there watching Coronation Street seeing an advert. They probably fast forward through the
more
adverts.
engaged, appropriate viewer for the advertiser to target.
Yeah. So when I started to realise this, I was like, and bear in mind, I'm not saying that we get like £200,000 every time we do a brand deal. We
That's
get nowhere
like
near that.
every other brand deal. you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that,
of course. But when I started to realise this, I was like, oh my gosh, you should charge like a fair bit of money for things. So when I started to realise, I would then be like, right, so I remember I had 800,000 followers.
£55, please.
Yeah. Well, I remember I had 800,000 followers at the time when I was managing
Keep thinking
myself.
you're about to say pounds.
No
Keep-
chance.
keep
No chance. I
thinking.
wish. And I would charge £800 because I thought 800,000 followers, I should charge £800.
Pound
Like,
per thousand.
there we go. That made sense to me. And then these companies would still whittle me down to, I remember I did this 3-video campaign for £500 and I was buzzing my tits off. You best believe I was
Nice.
literally like, I told all my friends, I told my mum, I was like, £500 for 3 videos? That's incredible. I'd never earned anything. Then I got signed to a management and they were like, Max, no, that should have been like, I think at the time they were like £3,000. And I was like, that's more than my monthly wage. Like, what? This is wild. So yeah, I mean, when I speak about money very openly with like other influencers because I don't want them to get screwed over the way that I did.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, you've created.
It's not in like a, this is how much money I've earned.
No,
it's
I
like
just
a
want to help
collaborative
people.
sort of thing. Like, how much did that brand give you?
Yeah.
Like, what does your audience equate to in
Yeah.
terms of like? Yeah.
I remember being sat down with Maddie Grace Jepson, we love. I was on a trip with her, ski trip. Hopefully we'll have her on the
Nice.
pod to discuss it because that was a trip from hell and it's highly hilarious stories that came from it.
Nice.
But it was just me and her.
Yeah.
And she had gained all these followers and she'd not really been earning much money from social media. She wasn't signed to a management and she told me that she was thinking of signing to the one that we're with. And I was still with my old one at the time, but I got the chance to sit down with her and she had only done gifted things. So like we were on a trip and I believe I was getting paid to be there to like promote the company and she just wasn't. And she found out and she was like, do you think that I would be able to like quit my job if I did this? I was like, Maddie, you are a hilarious person with such an engaged audience. Like, of course, but you just wouldn't
crazy
know.
how many of our audience are going to get married soon.
Shut up. But it's such a thing as like, we don't know about it. You're not supposed to know about this stuff. So I am more than
Yeah.
happy to sit down with somebody and give them any information that they
Yeah.
need.
In the words of Jake Paul, my teacher never taught me that. My teacher never taught me that.
Ah, emotional.
How to buy a Lambo cash. How to waggle money out of a brand deal.
I mean,
My teacher never taught me that.
And I just had a phone call with my mum before you guys walked in, and she
You
said
doing a
that
brand
she
deal
was.
with your mum?
No, I'm not. She
Is
said.
my mum any eligible bachelors out there?
I hate this man. She got emotional and she was like, "I'm just so proud of you that since you started to earn money, you haven't spent it. Like you've bought a house, you've saved all your money." Because I tell her stories about people who literally, like I was with a group of influencers once, and I would say that I was the only one that didn't spend a minimum of £20,000 on bags.
Oh, look at me. I'm Max Balegde and I don't spend money. I'm just like you out there. Ooh, so humble.
I've just bought a house, so shut the fuck up. I don't care what you say. Okay. But yeah, I think it's really important. And also, you don't get taught about finance. You don't get taught about it.
No.
I don't come from a family that knew anything about it. So I had to educate myself and get an accountant, get all of that. So I think it's really important to speak about it because the government don't want us to know because then we'll all have money and then they won't be able to control us. So listen, don't spend your money. Be safe, save, and look after your future. You deserve it. You're amazing.